Hey folks, I have a yoga flow, somewhat stronger, somewhat more mobile for the people, particularly from my classes who enjoy regular yoga, who have perhaps their own practice. This is for experienced practitioners, which means you know the variations that you would choose if you don't want to do something. You're willing to take the agency, you're able to take the agency to rest out and skip things that aren't working for you today. You are pretty comfortable and know safe alignment. I can't help cueing those things, but I'm not going to promise it. So if you are new to yoga, I wouldn't bother with this because you might just hurt yourself. It's not suitable for pregnancy. It's not suitable for people who are injured. It's not suitable for people who have any kind of mobility issues because we will be up and down off the mat. So yeah, a little bit of a deeper flow for people who come to classes regularly, who like the stronger practice. If you are one of my clients, you probably like the Thursday night class. So let's start seated. Let's just do it. So we're going to start seated. Grab your cushion. Make sure that you have any kit that you would normally use nearby. So you're ready to go. And let's just take a comfortable seated position. It's going to be cross legs. So you can sit in a simple cross, perfect cross, or half lotus if you are ready for a half lotus. And let's have the left foot in front, right foot behind for some breathing exercises. We'll start with alternate nostril breathing. We're going to leave the left hand resting on the thigh with the palm facing upwards. We'll raise the right hand, bring the two pointy fingers to the center of the eyebrows, or you can fold them in. You can do this at your own pace. You don't have to follow my pace. Just rest those fingers between the eyebrows. We're going to block the right nostril with the thumb and inhale through the left. Block the left and exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right and hold your breath. Release your right hand, draw the chin inwards and upwards. As soon as you're ready to release the breath, lift the chin towards the ceiling and release the breath through the lips. And back to center. You pause for a moment. Notice how you feel and whether you need to do more rounds of alternate nostril breathing. Otherwise, I'm going to bring the hands to heart center. And you can follow this pattern. If you want to change it up, don't worry too much about the movements. Hands to heart center, arms nice and relaxed, shoulders down. Inhale. Exhale, draw the arms out wide. Inhale, circle up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale. Exhale wide. Inhale, circle up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale. Exhale wide. Inhale, circle up. Exhale, hands to heart. One more time. Inhale. Exhale wide. Inhale up. And pause. Keep breathing. On your next exhale, bring the hands down in front of you. Nice tall spine, shoulders back. Exhale, walk hands forward into a forward fold. Nice long spine, hinging from the hips. So the hip bones are reaching back, spine is long. Just gently reach forward. So just feeling stretch in the hips here. Shoulders back, chest open. And as you breathe, you might just be able to soften down a little more as you go. And on an inhale, walk hands in and all the way back behind you. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest. And if it's comfortable for you, you can lift the hips as well. So lift the chest first, and then maybe lift the hips up, maybe tip the hip back if the neck feels okay. Open up front of the body. On an exhale, lower the hips down and come back to center. Hands down by the sides in line with the hips. Take a deep breath in, raise the right hand towards the ceiling. Exhale, slide the left over in line with the hips. Draw the right hand across. You can soften into it or you can reach depending on what you need, but keep your hips down. Nice side bend here. Keep breathing all the way through. And inhale to reach up and over. Exhale down. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, slide it across. Keep in line with the hip joint. Both hips stay down, just getting into the side body here. And if you can keep both hips down, you're going to get a good stretch all the way from the armpit, all the way down to the bottom of the hip. If you get to breathe, you're going to breathe to stretch. Okay, and that's inhale, center. Very nice. I'm going to take this left foot out to the side and turn towards that extended leg. Take a deep breath in, keep your spine long. Exhale to walk your hand forward towards that extended leg. You're just going to keep your chest nice and open. So we don't want to go too far unless you're able to. Keep both hips down. You can take hold of your big toe if you want to, and inhale to draw the right arm up towards the ceiling. You just want to keep this chest open so everything stays nicely aligned, no hunching. If you can't do it, you can sort of stay down and go for the deeper forward fold. Or it's a sideways fold, really. Reach the arm up, take it across if you want. Or you can bind. I like to bind. So you can take that right hand, bind it behind your back, palm facing back, and then open up the chest, gaze up if you can. And just breathe here. This little twist here is just a little bit more intense. So I've got my elbow pressing into my shin. Just another breath. And on an inhale, I'm going to come back up to center. I'm bringing my extended leg up and over. So now you have your right leg wrapped around you, left leg over the top, ready for Lord of the Fishes. So we're going to sit nice and tall. I've taken the cushion away for a moment. Nice and tall. Take the right hand, either wrap it around the left thigh or bring the elbow in to the outside of the thigh. Other hand is behind you. So left hand is behind you, tucked right in. On an exhale, we're going to twist to the left. Lord of the Fishes here, tight little twist. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, relax. So you only turn your head if it's okay. All of the twist is from the waist up. It's a thoracic twist. Breath will be a little compressed here, high up in the chest. It is normal. And on an inhale, we'll come back to center. You can either switch your legs over or you can just do a little rotation to switch the legs around. Just a little bit of fun. Okay, so sitting nice and tall. So we're in Lord of the Fishes in the opposite direction now, with the right knee high, left leg wrapped around. Take your left arm around the thigh or on the inside. Just make sure you're nice and tall. Other hand resting behind you, right up close to the spine. You're nice and tall. Exhale to twist to the right and breathe. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, relax. About 3 breaths here. Maybe 5 if you like it. And on an inhale, we're going to come back to center. I'm going to take this top leg out to the side. So we're going back in the opposite direction. Just going to grab my cushion, put it back under. Very nice. So you've got the left leg tucked in, right leg out to the side. Sitting nice and tall. Turn towards your extended leg and fold from the hips. So exhale to walk hands forward, nice long spine. And you can choose whether you stay in a forward fold and just soften down, or take hold of your big toe. Reach the other arm up. This is a nice twist. You can extend. It's not really a twist, it's a side bend. You can extend, or you can bind that arm behind you. Left arm binds behind you. Open the chest, gaze up. You might go for different moves on different sides. This doesn't feel so good on this side, so I'm going to stick with the extension. And just breathe, keep the hips down. Elbow is pressing into my shin, so you don't want to press into the knee. I'm just going to breathe. Lovely. And on an inhale, and come back up to center. And bring that extended leg to the front. So now you'll be in your opposite cross, which could be simple pose, perfect pose, or half lotus, just whatever suits you. So now the right leg is in front, left leg is behind. Let's do our side stretches again. So hands down to the sides, open line with the hips. Let's inhale to take the right arm up. Exhale to take it over to the side. Just keep those hips down. Maybe notice if it feels different, because we're working with the legs crossed the opposite way, so it might feel different. Don't forget to breathe. And on an inhale, we're going to come back up to center, over to the other side. So exhale to soften down, inhale to reach up, exhale over in line with the hip. Enjoy these side stretches. I love a side stretch. It's a great way of making your body feel really long. And on an inhale, let's come back up to center. And let's go for our forward fold and a back bend again. So I'm just going to move the cushion just to see if it feels more comfortable without this time. Sitting lovely and tall, let's inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, let's reach forward. So you just imagine you've got a beach ball, you're reaching over it. Fingertips come down. Exhale, soften down from the hips. So you just want to keep those hips down. Doesn't matter how far you travel. Do it with integrity. Good anatomical integrity. No slouching. Shoulders back. Chest open. Breathe. You should be feeling this opening into the hips now. Breathing, relaxing. And when you're ready, on an inhale, lift the head first, walk the hands back in, take them right the way behind you. And again, you can inhale to lift your heart, just drop the knees down, open the chest. And if you want to, you can go in for the back bend. So on another inhale, lift the hips, shoulders draw back, head might dip back, chest is open. We'll just breathe. And exhale down. And let's walk the hands back.
See how you feel. Let's have a couple more of those lovely breaths. So hands to heart center, just nice and soft. Inhale. Exhale, arms wide. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. And again, inhale. Exhale, arms wide. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. One more time, inhale. Exhale, draw wide. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, hands to heart. Lovely stuff. Let's swizzle over onto all fours. Just going to rotate round, come to all fours. We'll do a little bit of cat-cow practice to get into the spine. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips. You can go wider if you prefer to. Nice open chest, broad chest, neutral spine, tailbone is under. Traditional cat-cow to start with, and then we will build it. So on an inhale, let's lift the tailbone, lift the chest. Sink the spine, shoulders back, gazing forward. Exhale to round the spine and tuck the tailbone, bow the head. So just keep the neck uncompressed at all times. Inhale, lift, cow pose. Exhale, round cat pose, and just tailor this to what feels good in your back. Inhale and exhale. So with cat cow, you always have permission to take the variation that you enjoy the most. So you do not have to copy this one. You can do the variation that you like. If you do one more like this, and then we're going to start bringing joints into the picture. So we're just going to turn this into a rolling motion. And toes are tucked, come back to neutral, square off. And when you're ready, on an inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, round the spine, sit back onto the heels. You can walk your hands forward for a deeper sensation. Inhale, bend the elbows down to the ground, reach up, lengthen. Exhale, round the spine and sit back onto the heels and just go at your own pace. It's a waving movement. Inhale, sweeping forward and up. Exhale, rounding back towards child's pose. So just see if you can make this quite circular. So there's no real discernible shift between the inhale and the exhale, but don't worry too much. You want to always inhale to open up and exhale to round back, because that is how you are using your front body. Front body is open on the inhale and closes on the exhale. Really nice. One more. I'm going to reach back into child's pose. Just reach the hands forward. Press into the fingers. Spread them wide. Finger pads, knuckles, and outer edges of the palms. Try and keep a little bit of lift around the wrists. So you're not resting here on the wrists. When you're ready, we can inhale to square up. Exhale to lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Let's pedal out the legs. So you can keep the knees a little bit bent to start with. If it's all feeling a bit tight in the legs, let's have a little pedal. Let's slowly pedal. The deeper you go into your calves, the softer you pedal. It's just a bit of a lighter stretch. It's just whatever feels good for you today. And when you're ready, let's bring the knees back down. And we're going to do more cat-cow, but we're going to introduce downward facing dog this time. So on an inhale, lift the heart, lift the tailbone. Exhale, round the spine, sit back towards the heels. Inhale, downward facing dog. And exhale, knees down. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your tailbone, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose, rolling back to child's pose. Inhale, downward facing dog. Exhale, knees down. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your tailbone. Exhale, round the spine, sit back on the heels. Inhale, down facing dog. One more time, exhale, knees down. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your tailbone. Exhale, round the spine, sit back on the heels, child's pose. Inhale, down facing dog. Let's pause here. And this time we will take a little swing from side to side. So let's swing the heels to the left. And the more you squeeze over to the left, the deeper your side stretch will be. Inhale to center and exhale over to the other side. Nice deep stretches. Inhale to center. Let's do each side again. See how it feels. Over to this right. And inhale to center. So let's bring those knees down. Well, we're going to shift forward actually. Let's shift forward to plank. Bring the knees down, untuck the feet, and then keep a little control up. Tuck the elbows in, lower all the way down to the ground. And let's come into Sphinx. Have a bit of a back bend, see how the back is feeling. So, elbows under shoulders. Hands spread wide, shoulders back. Gazing a little forward, a little down. You take the legs a little wider to release the hips and press the pelvis down. Make sure the chest is reaching forward. If you find that all of the bend feels like it's in your lower back, then you can shuffle your elbows forward and let the ribs come down and do a more shallow posture. But from here, just softening into Sphinx, like a lovely Sphinx. You'll know what a Sphinx looks like. If you'd like to, you can just roll your shoulders over to the left. Have a little look down the left side of the body. And feel that length down the right side. I'm going to inhale to center. Exhale. Have a little look down the right side of the body. And let's inhale back to center. Here, we're just going to walk the hands back towards the chest, tuck the toes, top of a press up, reach back into down facing dog. One more time. This time we are going to stretch out the hips and the hip flexors just a little bit. So let's pick up the right leg, stretch it up high, high, high. The higher you can take this, the easier it is. This is also might go into your left hamstrings. So just start here, and then if you can, let's bend that right knee, let the right foot flop over to the left, open the hips over to the right, gazing out under the right armpit. I'll hold as long as you want. This, if it feels good, you can stay and come out when you're ready. So I'm just I will be here all day. So I'm going to come out now, exhale, over to the other side. Inhale, and take the left leg up, stretch it up and feel that in my right hamstrings. Very, very safe hamstring stretch for me, this one. Bend the knee, open it up to the left. Just scorpion legs. This is a three-legged dog with a scorpion leg. Really nice. And let's bring that one down. Let's take the right leg up again. And this time, exhale, let's scoop it forward into a high lunge. So runner's lunge. Chest forward, fingertips on the ground, gazing forward. And we will lower down left knee. And bring your hands up to your thighs. So we're just going to sink into these hip flexors a little bit more. And I like to bring my forearm to my right thigh. So don't rest on your knee here. You can go as deep as you want. What we're looking for is a sensation at the left hip flexor. Also the left quad might have a little bit of compression, maybe in the left glute. Just keeping it nice and open here. If you'd like to deepen sensation into the quad on the left, you can pick up the left foot, draw it in, and you've got an opportunity for a nice little twist here. So you can just rotate, keep the shoulders down, rotate the chest to the left. Very nice. This might hurt your knee, so if it doesn't work for you, then don't bother with it. It's taken me quite a few weeks to build up this posture. You can have padding for under your knees as well. This is a lovely quad stretch. You can also do any other type of quad stretch that you like. Okay, let's put that down. And we will bring it back into a hamstring stretch. So let's reach back and lengthen out that front foot. So you might need a little bit of a wiggle. I've got my fingers on the ground. You could be on blocks or up high. Lengthening out the right leg, toes reaching up, heel pressing away, and all of the sensation is in the belly of the muscle there for the hamstrings, shoulders back, gazing forward. And depending on how your hamstrings feel or how you like to do these postures, you could walk it all the way down into quite a deep forward fold, I can do this and it feels pretty good, but I don't need to stretch my hamstrings that much. So I'm going to keep it a little bit high. Sometimes it's really common to see people sit right back on the heel for this, but you're not really stretching your hamstrings if you're doing that. So you just got to be whatever height you need to be. All we're looking for is sensation. Okay, shoulders back, lovely. Okay, we're going to bend back into our low lunge and settle in and just see how the legs feel for a moment. I always find that the low lunge feels a lot nicer after those stretches, as long as the stretches are fairly moderate. Fingertips to the ground. Let's try the high lunge again, see how that feels. Press into those left toes, really press the heel away. Come up high, how does it feel? This is good balance as well. Fingertips to the ground. Let's step it back to down facing dog. And yeah, how does that feel now? Have another pedal. Calves are getting more and more release as you pedal out, and your feet are waking up a little bit. Ankles are waking up. Really nice. When you're in your downward dog, just make sure those shoulders are neutral on the spine. So you might just need to roll your shoulders back and down. Make sure the insides of your elbows are pointing towards each other and the shoulder blades are not hugging the spine or wrapping around towards the chest. Very neutral. It's going to strengthen up your dog now. So let's try and keep those downward dogs really strong. You're going to pick up the left leg high. Exhale to scoop it forward. High lunge. Which might feel a little tight because you haven't done this leg yet. So come up high for a moment. And then maybe lower down that back knee, flatten it out. And you can square up a little bit and sink back in. So now we're doing the hip flexor on the right side, a little bit of a quad stretch here. So if you want to go into that deeper quad stretch, you can. It will be different on each side. Sometimes I can do the left and not the right. So you just need to keep an eye on that. Sometimes I have to grope to find my foot. So I'm going to sit up nice and high, pick up that back foot, scoop it up if you want to, just see how you go. And then if it feels all right, you can take that twist over to the right, shoulders back, feels pretty good. Breathe. So now this is going much deeper into your quad. There should be no pain in the knee. Hips are really sinking in. Whoop. Losing my balance. Another breath. And let's release the leg. Hamstring. Settle it back. Draw back towards the heel. Extend front leg. Come up high if you need to. You should know what you're looking for. Experienced yogis, you should know what you're looking for in a hamstring stretch. Now press the toes up, heel pressing away. You could be high up. You could be on fingertips with a nice long spine, a little bit more energized. You could come down deeper for a deeper hamstring stretch. Don't show off because you might hurt yourself. So this is nice for me. I like a little bit more space, and that is enough. I can do the deeper one, but this is enough. I have got my stretch safely in the tightest part of my hamstring. Just keep breathing here. Enjoy. And then when you're ready, bring it back into your low lunge. Settle in, sink the hip down, see how it feels. Maybe it feels better. Maybe it feels worse, in which case you could make this into more of a box shape. It doesn't need to be deep like this. Fingertips to the ground. Let's see what the high lunge feels like. Toes tucked, pressing into the balls of the foot. Come up high. How does that feel? I do like the lunges. Feel really good. Okay, and let's step it back. All the way back down, facing dog. Reach back. Hopefully your dog is feeling pretty good right about now. So maybe we can come up high onto the tiptoes, dip the knees down towards the mat. Inhale to lift the knees high again. Tiptoes high, really, really lift those hips, and then exhale to soften the heels down. Remember, we're never really looking for the heels to come to the floor. It is the least important cue, the least important. You do not need your heels to come to the ground. You just want a nice, really enjoyable, quite strong dog. Draw those shoulders back and down. Make sure the shoulder blades are sitting neutrally on the spine. Breathe. And let's just take a casual walk forward into a ragdoll. So on the feet hip distance apart. You can have them together if you prefer them really close or wider. Knees bent. And there's a hinging from the hips. So you should feel like your hips are angling towards the ceiling, like a pair of hooks holding you up. Relax the upper body. And let's just make a cradle with the arms. Shoulders really soft. Head totally relaxed. And just roll the arms around. Just a little bit. Work into the shoulders. And breathe. If you can release the arms, just let them dangle and just move the head around, make sure the neck's really nice and relaxed. Hopefully the hamstrings are reasonably warm right now, so let's inhale into a half lift. We'll just half lift, hands on shins or fingertips to the ground if your arms are long enough. Shoulders back, chest broad, nice long spine. See what I'm doing? Poking my tailbone up. And curl the tailbone under so it's a nice long spine. And shuffle across to my mat. Lovely half lift. Just keep breathing. On an exhale, pull the belly in, or you can use your hands if you want to, and lower down into your standing forward fold. Doesn't matter how far down you go, but for those who have a really nice deep forward fold, and you might need more. So if basically it is a bit of a pain if you like a deep forward fold, and all of the classes tend to look after people with hamstrings that are shorter. So if you're not with your fingers to the ground, then you can ignore everything and just enjoy your fold. If you have your hands all the way down to the ground, no pain in the backs of the legs are straight, there's an opportunity here for some deeper work. Just protect hamstrings. So first of all, just keep the shoulders a little bit back and hook your fingers around your toes. Elbows reach out to the sides, and you can start to gently work your way in towards the shins. Breathe. You need to keep your belly pulling in. Of course, if forward folds just make you feel a bit dizzy, you can come out anytime. Come out safely. You can release those. If you want to try a few other things here, you can try to take your hands behind your shins and pull your upper body down into the legs a little further. So that's another way in. You can choose the ones that you like. Calves, shins, ankles, just don't leave it too hard. And there's an opportunity for some nice wrist stretches here. So if your hands are flat, you can take them, palms down, fingers back under the feet, and stretch out the wrists. So you're in a little bend in the elbows there. It's quite nice for the wrists, if you can get there. It also kind of warms the fingers and toes. And then there's the other variation, palms up, fingers back. And then you can stretch out the fronts of the wrists. Of course, when you lift the feet a little bit like this, you do go deeper into the hamstrings because you're just slightly lengthening the back line of the body all the way up to the glutes. Lovely. So we've been upside down for ages. So let's release, soften the knees. I'm going to come to a half lift. We're quite a soft half lift, but we want the head just above the heart. So tailbone is under, shoulders are broad, and we're just going to pause in a half lift to just regulate blood pressure a little bit. And then when you're ready, we'll bend the knees softly and inhale, softly sweep up all the way up to the ceiling, and exhale, let's bring the hands to heart center and pause here, come back to the breath. You'll see how all that is feeling in the body now, some deep work. No flinging around, but some deep work. I'm going to step to the front of the mat, into mountain pose, and take the time you need to build your mountain pose. So just make sure that you are putting all of your weight down into the four corners of the feet. So really want to be lively in the feet. Hopefully they're pretty awake from all the downward facing dog and the lunges. Hands down by the sides, nice tall chest, belly pulling in, palms facing forward, chin drawing inwards and upwards. And let's inhale to reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, soft forward fold. Soften it down, inhale, half lift, your variation. Exhale, release from the hips, standing forward fold, and let's step the right leg back. And we're going to lower the right knee, and we're going to inhale to reach the arms up towards the ceiling, draw them out wide. Exhale, hands down to the ground. Tuck your right toe, lift it up, keep your right hand down. Inhale, draw your left arm up towards the ceiling. Beautiful twist here. Exhale, left hand comes down to the inside of the left leg. Lower down that back knee. Walk the left foot out to the side a little bit. Reach the chest forward, shoulders back. This is lizard or dragon pose. If you can bring your elbows down. So it's very, very deep, very deep. So be ever so careful here. This is hip work. Breathe. And on an inhale, let's lift the head, walk the hands back, shuffle that foot back in, and step it back to plank. So just coming back to plank. Nice strong plank, and bring your knees down if you want. Let's hold this plank if you can. I'll count down from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's bring the knees down, flatten out the feet. Elbows tucked in, lower down to the ground. Elbows drawing back. Hands by the chest, and if you would like to, we can do a little locust. So we'll take the hands back behind, palms facing upward, head down, feet together, pull up the pelvic floor, scoop in the belly, and on an inhale, lift the legs, reach the arms back, lift the chest, gaze down, breathe. Just need to keep the abdomen switched on and the pelvic floor. Exhale down. Hands by the chest, tuck the toes, and let's come into a mini cobra. So we're going to inhale, lift the heart, just a little bit, nothing too deep. Exhale down, tuck the toes, down facing dog. Have a little breather here, you can pedal if you want to, see if you can find some stillness. And breathe. And you can walk your feet forward towards your hands, or you can pick up your right leg. Exhale, scoop it forward, all the way to the front. Step the left foot forward, standing forward fold. And when you're ready on an inhale, let's half lift. Exhale, release from the hips, standing forward fold. And then inhale, dip the knees and hinge up. Use your hips to come up. Exhale, hands to heart center, pause. Take a moment to regulate. Okay, back into mountain pose. Ready for the next round. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, soft forward fold. Inhale, half lift, shoulders back, tailbone under. Exhale, release from the hips. There's a little standing forward fold, enjoy it. When you're ready, step back with the left foot. Go back as far as you can. Lower that left knee down, flatten out the foot. Inhale, come up. Draw the arms out wide, crescent moon. Exhale, hands down. Let's pick up that back knee into the twist. So left hand on the ground, draw the right arm up towards the ceiling. Beautiful twist. We're in a high runner's lunge here. Exhale, we're going to bring that hand down to the inside of the right leg. Wiggle that right leg back, but out to the side a little bit. Flatten out the foot. Start by reaching the chest forward so you're nice and open. And then if you can, maybe you can bring the elbows down into lizard or dragon, some people call it. Very, very deep, so be careful. And bring the hands back up. And wiggle the foot back in. I'm going to step back to plank. Nice strong plank. Should we count it down? Yes, we should. Shoulders broad. Bring the knees down if you need to. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, lower down. Elbows tucked in, shoulders back. Another locust or snake if your shoulders are into it. So if you fancy snake, just weave the fingers together, and the smaller the back, draw the elbows back. Same draw with the legs. So pull the pelvic floor up, scoop the belly, inhale to draw the arms back, maybe lift the legs. Be very careful. Keep breathing. Exhale down, hands down by the chest. And on an inhale, shoulders draw back. Lift your heart, maybe a medium-sized cobra. Keep the pelvis down. Exhale, lower. Tuck the toes. Top of the press up, downward facing dog. Just put in all your little linking movements that you prefer. Some people want to go through knees. Some people like a child's pose in between. Let's rest in dog for a bit. And when you're ready, you can walk your feet forward or pick up your left leg high. Exhale to step it forward. Right foot forward, standing forward fold. Just keep a little softness in the knees, always, to start with. Inhale, half lift, shoulders broad, tailbone under. Exhale, release from the hips. Soften down, standing forward fold. Hopefully the legs are feeling warm now. And on an inhale, soften the knees. Inhale, reach all the way to the ceiling. Exhale, hands to heart center, regulate. Come back to the breath. Let's release hands back down by the sides. Inhale, draw the arms up. Exhale, soft forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Lengthen the legs, lengthen the spine. Exhale, release from the hips. Let's step the right leg back and the left leg back, downward facing dog. Okay, reach into your dog. Let's have a side plank, if you fancy it. So we're going to turn the right foot towards the left foot. Stack it on its side if you can. Shift your body weight over to the wrist and stack the left foot on top. You got your balance. Draw the left arm up towards the ceiling. Reaching up. Breathe. Gazing up here, fits all right on your neck. Exhale, hand down. Rotate and shift forward into plank. Exhale, elbows tucked in, lower down to the ground. Let's have a back bend of your choice. Inhale, lift your heart. If you fancy half an upward dog, you can release the pelvis, shoulders back, chest forward. Don't overcook it. Either lower down or roll over the toes and lift into downward facing dog. Pause, breathe, stretch it out. We'll try a side plank on the other side. Just doesn't always feel good on both sides, so see how you go. I'm going to turn the left foot towards the right, stack the right foot on top, shift the weight towards the left wrist. Inhale, draw the arm up, gaze up. Keep those hips lifted. Breathe. Leave it out if it's not happening. Exhale, top arm back, roll it back into a plank. We're just going to ease off in dog for a minute. Reach forward into plank, exhale, lower down. Fancy another back bend? Of course. Let's see about a full upward dog if you feel like it, if you're able to. Shoulders back, hands by the chest. Inhale, lift your heart. Press into the feet, maybe lift the knees. You may need to come back down or roll over the toes, down facing dog. And you start to see why sometimes downward facing dog is a rest pose. Now, let's have a little look at hopping forward. So if you fancy a hop forward, we're just going to come into a squat. So you can walk your feet forward and squat your way. Otherwise, bend the knees quite deeply. Push back, power up your thighs, push back towards your heels. Press into your hands and hop all the way forward. And you're in a squat. You can face the direction you're in. I'm going to rotate. If you want to, you can shuffle the feet out wide. The toes are pointing out. Feet might be flat. You can put the elbows on the inside of the thighs, hands to heart, into Malasana Garland pose. Feels good on the lower back if you like it. Let's try bringing the fingers to the floor or hands to the floor. Shuffle your feet in, heels together, knees out wide. A little balance for you here. So just see if you can come up. Hands to the heart. I don't actually know what this is called. Probably should have checked. If you want to, take the arms out wide, reach up. Just keep breathing. And on an inhale, you might just be able to pick it up all the way to the ceiling. Exhale, hands down to the heart. Whew, that's a head rush. Pause. That feels pretty good. Okay, let's release the hands. Lovely. All right, let's take the legs out wide. So you step to the wide edge of the mat, take the legs out wide. Hopefully feeling fairly warm. Let's have a wide leg forward fold. So we'll have hands on hips. If you have a preferred variation, go ahead. Shoulders back, chest open. Feet lined up with the outer edges of the mat. So it does feel a little bit like your toes are pointing in. On an exhale, reach forward from the hips. Keep pressing into those feet. Halfway down. If you want a little bit of strength, you can reach forward with the fingertips. Hold for a few breaths, see how that feels. Really scoot the belly in if you do this. And on an exhale, you can soften all the way down. Hands, if you can reach the ground, you can bring your hands in line with your toes, flat on the floor. If you can't, the hands can sit on the thighs, the shins, the ankles, just wherever you get to. No pain, never pain in any of these postures. It's not about how far you go. If your hands are flat on the floor, just going to draw the elbows back. Maybe see, you might be able to deepen if you need to deepen. So remember, groin, inner thighs, backs of the legs. The point is how the muscles feel, not the shape that you're making. And you're at high risk of injury in these postures. So just pay attention to the body sensations. Enjoy them. Relax the shoulders, relax the neck. And there's just some room for a nice twist here. So if we lengthen up a little bit, bring hands forward. So you bring the left hand to center. Inhale, draw the right arm up towards the ceiling. Really nice twist there. Straddled. Wide leg twist. Exhale, down. Inhale, the other arm up. Mixed up all the rights and lefts. But you can see what I'm doing. Exhale, down. Another type of twist available here as well. So you can take, let's get the right and left correct this time. So you can take your right hand over to your left ankle and just gently draw over. Don't need to go for too long. It's just quite nice. You come to center, and I'm going to soften the knees to come up through goddess. So the toes point out, heels come in, knees drop down. Bring the hands to the thighs and roll all the way up, and we've got the option for another squat here. So just shuffle it in, lengthen all the way up, reach the arms up towards the ceiling, and we're just going to sway down into goddess. So your back should be square, tailbone under. You can adjust as you need to. Hands down. See how that feels. Should we take a side stretch? I think we should. So let's take the left arm up, right arm across. Inhale up, switch sides, exhale. Inhale up, reach. Inhale, lengthen all the way up, soften down. Let's heel toe back to center. That was pretty intense. Weave the fingers together, palms down. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to the side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, other side. Inhale up. Exhale, soften the arms down. If you want to, have a little shake out. So we're just going to do one more wide leg forward fold for a shoulder release. So this is really more about shoulder. You wouldn't do this if your shoulders are feeling rough, and you definitely mustn't push when we're in this. So let's see how we go. Legs wide again. In fact, maybe I'll face it away. Yeah. So turn around, legs wide, weave the fingers together behind you, double angle pose. You're going to go for the wide leg variation. Draw the shoulders back, press the arms down. On an inhale, lift the arms, reach forward. Just let the arms come up on their own. As you exhale, let those arms soften down. Hello. So that is your double angle pose. So once you're in there, which you should be by now, just let the arms soften. So you mustn't push with this one. Just this body weight alone, and if it feels bad and you can't do it, then you shouldn't be doing it. You can breathe. And when you're ready, on an inhale, you can lift the head. You can release the arms if you want, or you can come up with the arms intact all the way up. If your arms are still in, you have the option to shuffle the legs in. They'll turn to the sides. Reach the arms back, lift the heart, and inhale to center, and then release, shake it all off. Pretty nice. Let's step back to the front of the mat. We're going to make our way down. For a little bit of pigeon, a little bit of child's pose. Wind it down now. I think it's time to wind it down. So stepping to the front of the mat, drawing the shoulders back and down. Let's keep it a little bit softer, so not a full mountain pose, just comfortably standing. And let's inhale, softly reach the arms up. Exhale, soft forward fold. Remember, tailbone stays under, shoulders relaxed, hinging from the hips. Inhale, half lift. Nice broad chest, tailbone stays under. Exhale, release from the hips. Standing forward fold. And we're just going to step it back or walk it back. It's down facing dog. Yeah. Nice. Just rest back into dog for a moment. See how dog feels now. Sometimes it just depends. By the end of practice, downward dog can feel very, very comfortable. Sometimes it really makes you feel some kind of way. It's hard to know exactly how to express it. So we're going to take this into pigeon. So I'm going to pick up the right leg. I'm going to sweep it forward. I'm going to go up high and sweep it all the way forward towards the right wrist. Take that right foot across and settle. Take a moment to build your pigeon pose. The left knee does want to stay aligned with the left hip. Your right leg will go precisely wherever it's able to go. Mine goes here. Some people can go at right angles. Let's stay high. So the hips want to be even. You don't, even if they're high, you don't want them to sink or rock. And you can take a moment, draw the chest forward, shoulders back, a little bit of a back bend here. And if you want to get into that right glute, you can walk your hands forward, 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 and come down, maybe onto elbows. So remember, let's try to keep it fairly good integrity in the spine. Try not to slouch or let your shoulders roll in. If this is feeling okay, then you might be able to walk it forward, forward, forward into, well, some people call this sleeping swan. Palms can be together or separate, and you just rest in. So the only thing I'm going to suggest here as a variation, because it gets very intense, pigeon, it sometimes is better to just leave your forearms on the floor so that you can sort of wave up and wave down with the breath and give yourself a little bit of time. So as it gets deeper and deeper, you have the option to come up a little higher and make it less intense. So that is always an option. Remember, this is about glutes. So all of these beautiful postures, as nice as it is to make them, it's all about what you're doing in the body. So you're going to breathe here and pay attention to your right glute and your hips. And when you're ready, you can walk the hands back in. Stay as long as you want. So we're going to come up high again. Tuck that back toe. Step it back to downward facing dog. Just have a little pedal if you need to. See how it's all feeling. How's it all feeling back there? When you are ready, you can pick up your left leg. I like to take it high. Sweep it forward towards the left wrist. And then take that left foot across. Shuffle it back. Make sure your alignment is nice. Good alignment, so right foot lined up with right hip. Hips can be floating. We'll start high, chest open, shoulders running back. A little bit of back bend. You can walk forward if it feels okay. Try elbows first. Remember, it's nice to be able to wave it up and down. So just see how your left glute feels. Moderate sensation. You know, looking for any intensity, you should be able to breathe freely. And come down as far as you want. And have at least 5 nice long breaths. One side will definitely feel different to the other. I say definitely, most likely. And when you're ready on an inhale, let's walk the hands back in, downward facing dog. And just notice now, how those glutes feeling, back to the legs. And let's come down into melting heart. So we're going to thread the needle to release any tension in the shoulders. So we're just going to come into sort of a box shape. We're going to do thread the needle in melting heart. Let's take the right arm up into a twist. Exhale to sweep it underneath the left arm, the palm facing upwards. Shuffle it all the way across, bring the body weight down onto that right shoulder. If this should feel okay, if you want to intensify, you can take the left arm, wrap it behind you and twist deeper. This actually feels quite good today, but I just find it kind of takes away from the nice shoulder release. So this is an option if you want to stay here. I find it quite hard to breathe. So I'm just going to let my left arm come back down. Keep breathing. when you're ready, square up. We're just going over to the other side, so take longer if you need to. Inhale, take the left arm up. Exhale, sweep it underneath the right arm. Switch it across as much as you want. Turn the head to the right, soften in. Remember, you can try it on the other side. So if you do feel that it would feel good, this actually feels worse on this side. So this is my tight shoulder. So my left shoulder is much knottier than my right shoulder. I'm just going to rest here. Thread the needles, softening into the shoulder blades, relaxing the arms. And when you're ready, press into the right hand, untangle yourself. Let's take the knees out wide, toes point together. I'm just going to walk it back into a wide child's pose, wide leg child's pose. Well, I'm going to walk it back and then walk it forward again and sink all the way down as far as feels good for you. So if you have a different version of child's pose that you prefer, then go for that. And you can do any variation that suits you, but I think given the practice that we've done today, side stretch is what would be probably most useful. So I'm just going to walk my hands over to the left. I'm going to press the right hip back. So actually, we must have stretched out the sides fairly nicely because I can't feel much here. It's just a nice side bend, very gentle. And if you fancy it, walk the hands back to center and over to the right. And so the more you reach your opposite hip away, the stronger it will be. I can feel it more on this side. Okay. And inhale. And walk the hands back to center, just reach back a little bit more. Finishing off with the hips. I'm just going to walk my hands back in, come back to center. Hopefully that feels pretty good. And to finish off, I'm going to come back to seated. We're going to do those same breathing exercises that we started with. And so hopefully you should be coming away from this practice, feeling strong, stretched out, and calm, but ready for the rest of the day. So great practice for a morning or an afternoon. So sitting comfortably in your favorite seated position. I'm here in perfect pose. It's called perfect pose. Don't really like the name, but that's what it's called. Let's sit nice and tall. Let's bring the hands to heart center. I'm sitting on a cushion, so there's no strain at all. Shoulders relaxed, chin drawing in. Take a deep breath in. Exhale to take the arms out wide. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale. Exhale wide. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale. Exhale wide. Inhale up. Exhale to the heart. Inhale. Exhale, let's bring the left hand down to the thigh, palm upwards. Fingertips of the right hand pressing into the center of the forehead. Use your thumb to block the right nostril and inhale through the left. Block the left and exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale, left. Inhale, left. Exhale, right. Inhale, right. Exhale, left. Inhale, left. Exhale, right. Inhale, right, and hold your breath. Release the hand, draw the chin inwards and upwards. When you're ready to release the breath, lift the chin and exhale through the lips. Keep the eyes closed for a few moments. Just allow yourself to settle, draw the attention inwards and notice how you are feeling now. How does the body feel? Where's the mind at? What's going on? And gently start to open the eyes. Come back to the world, hands to heart center. Thanks for joining me today. I hope that felt good. Felt good for me. Brilliant rest of day. See you later.